All right, guys, big thanks to my buddy Richard over at Saltzman Watches. He sent over this very cool, smaller sized Citizen chronograph, and I had to take the opportunity to throw one of my Citizens on while I'm doing this video. So this one here is the AT, here's the tag, AT0200-13A, suggested retail price of $275. I did blast over real quick to the Citizen website, and they have the MSRP crossed out and they're selling it direct for $220. That's what it looks like to me. So email Saltzman's if you're interested in any of these Citizen watches, and you're going to get the best price possible from them being an authorized dealer. And make sure you tell them I sent you. That's probably a good idea. So this is the H500 movement chronograph here, and I went ahead and pushed it, and so that chronograph hand is running while we're talking about it, and it's also counting it on this register up here where the interrupts the 10 that will register up to 60 minutes. So case size on this thing is 39.4 millimeter, excluding the pushers, crown guards, and crown. Non-screw down crown, 100-meter water resist. I don't know if I mentioned that already. So 39.4, lug to lug, 46.7, only 10.5 millimeter thick or thin. A mineral crystal on this. It's not a sapphire, but that's pretty much what you're going to run into when you're looking at the more affordable lineup of Citizen. They do offer sapphire crystal watches, but you have to, up the ante. You have to move up their catalog a little bit more. 20 millimeter lug width here, comes on this nice multiple layered canvas strap, but it's still very flexible. It's going to be easy to obtain comfort on wrist. A one stitched keeper here and a floating. Also on the strap are these riveted holes here for the keeper. So the strap should last a pretty long time, I would think, or at least you're not going to wear out the holes where the pin goes through here. So let me pop this guy on wrist for you real quick. We'll do a close-up of the dial so you can get a look at that silver tone dial. But I want to get that wrist shot in, and then we'll do a limb shot. But you can see there on my 7 1/4 wrist, this thing just disappears on wrist. Ultimate comfort with that about 39.5 and about 46.5. So you're going to find this is going to work for a lot of different wrist sizes, and certainly people with a smaller wrist, this is definitely going to be a really good chronograph option for you guys. So let's take a closer look at the dial, because it is a tone I have not seen on the channel very often. And I'm assuming some of its like almost transparent nature is due to the solar cell. It's going to need to gather light for powering that battery and the whole movement and everything. But really cool, the printing on there, and then with a translucent nature, it kind of gives it a little more depth, even though the depth isn't there. It's just a flat panel. It's just kind of cool. Plays with the eyes a little bit. So if we go ahead and stop the chronograph and we snap it back, it does a smooth sweep all the way back to 12. So that's how that H500 movement works. So I did charge the loom a little bit, the hands and then the indices on that, not the numbers, obviously those are black, but the little dots all the way around, those are going to be loomed. So let me shut the lights off and you guys can witness that. Before I do, this is the standard packaging. It'll come in a box, and then the standard round Citizen container here, and then there's no manual. What they've moved on to, rightfully so, I think this is a better way to do it in this day and age, but you can get an app or you just go online and you can get the information for doing any sort of setup on it. But really, you're going to set the time and the date, and it's not a perpetual calendar or anything like that, so you'll have to adjust that occasionally, excuse me. So there is loom. It's not like crazy diver type loom, but the loom is definitely there, and Citizen does a pretty good job with their loom. It's a nice pleasant color, kind of in between that green and blue, and it seems to be potent enough and last long enough for my taste. So anyway, guys, hit up Richard or any of the fine folks over at Saltzman's Watches if you're interested in any of the Citizen watches in their lineup. I think they can get you whatever you want to. So, and then tell them I sent you. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next vid.